wait, no, that wasn't me. Oh, there I am, Alexis Unhinged. All right, so while we wait for people to filter in, uh, uh, Yamez is unavailable tonight due to Father's Day um, commitments, and I am off the fly, just kind of stepping in. Um, I didn't have time to prepare or properly attire or anything. It's just like um, I ran back here and clicked buttons, and here the fuck I am. So yeah, it's Alexis Unhinged, yeah, on whatever. Um, ugh. Well, let's see if anybody shows up. Okay. I am not sure how this works for the chat. Oh, Ben Toombs. What's up, man? I am just chilling and kind of trying to fill in for Yamez as best I can because there's no fucking way I'm going to do a forging show because it's still like 105 outside. I'm not doing that. No. I walked outside. I've got a project I'm working on. I look in the back of the truck and I'm like, nope. Not doing it. Not gonna do it. Not read my lips. Not gonna do it. Oh, that is a really poor George H.W. Bush impersonation. All right, we're gonna let the phone ride, cause, yeah. Hey, what's going on, Hubcap? Got a few minutes just before dinner. Yeah, what's up is Yamez can't go live today, so, uh, yeah, I'm trying to like fill some time on short notice, and yeah, you got me. And Ben, you just got back from the races. That's fucking awesome. How'd they go? How'd you guys do? Just, I mean, I'm assuming you were involved in some way, shape, or form, or your family was. So, let me know. How'd you guys do? Or did you just watch? Oh man, I tell you what, it's been a hell of a week. I yeah, I don't know, 80-hour work week, which is yeah, middle of the road for what I do. Sometimes it's like 20 hours, sometimes it's 30. I mean, like, fuck, 2 weeks ago it was 12 hours, and that was the whole week. And this week, well, okay, week before last was 12 hours. Last week was 76, whatever. And what the fuck is wrong with Yamez? Well, I'll tell you what the fuck is wrong with Yamez is it's Father's Day, and him and his dad and his brother are all getting together, and they're gonna do some shit, and I don't know what the fuck it is. So, yeah. All right. You know what, Kevin? Suck my finger. I don't know. I mean, like, okay, I'm not Yamez. I'm not out there beating on an anvil. There's nothing I can do about it. Yamez isn't going to be here today. So, you got me or you got nothing. All right? So, we were on the phone and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going live today. I got shit to do." And I'm like, "Well, do you want me to go live?" He's like, "Well, if you can fill the slot, it'd be cool." And I was like, "All right, fine." I'm not prepared. I'm not ready. I'm not dressed. I don't have my stuff together. But you know what? I'll go in there and I'll hit go live, and we'll put some shit together and we'll bullshit and we'll see what's going on with all you guys. And yeah, what's wrong with Yamez is he's fucking busy, which I don't know how I can work 80 hours a week and be here doing this, and he can work 20 and not have time to do a live stream. But hey, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge. Different strokes for different folks. Different people have different work ethics. I mean, like, I know plenty of people that work a 40-hour week and go, "Oh, dude, I don't know how you can work 42 hours. That's so demanding. And it's like, uh, okay. Okay, and okay, why can't you watch me forge something? Because it's 105 fucking degrees outside. That's why. And if and in order for I can't go live on Island Metal Forge without my PC, because even though IMF has 3,000 subscribers or whatever, Transcendental Artist Studios does not. I'm still under 1,000, so I can't use my phone even as a manager to go live from out in the forge. So I have to have my PC all set up and whatever, and it is way too hot outside for me to bring my PC outside. I'll burn this bitch down in 30 minutes. And yeah, I'm not looking to do that, John. Hey, what's going on there, Daniel Baca? You didn't do well, but it was fun. Look up Web's Slaw. That's us. All right, I'll do that. Make sure you got it put up there. Let me write that down right now on my notes. Got it wrote down. I will check up on it in a minute there, Ben. Over 100 degrees there today there, D Baca. All right, well, yeah, that's us here too, and it's gonna be that way until mid-September. So, yeah, we've already broke into our 100 days of over 100 degrees, which is a fairly normal thing. Don't watch this weekend's though. Why? I mean, like, even if you do shitty, dude. I mean, like I look at my old race car footage and I'm like, I can watch it and critique it and then be like, man, I so fucked up going into turn 3 right there. I mean, like, can you see how and I can see it. Like, just watching, from the camera that was taking the thing from the stands, I can see how I set the car up like a second and a half too late, and that's why I pushed all the way up to the outside, and everybody else went inside of me. I mean, like, so I can appreciate watching screw ups because I've watched my own screw ups in racing and been like, yeah, that's where I messed up. But it's still fun. I still have fun watching it, even when it's me screwing up. And yeah, and I also enjoy criticizing other people and been like, oh man, did you see how loose he got right there? Or I mean, I don't know if loose and tight really applies to sprint boat racing or not. I don't know if that's a thing. I mean, I don't. Do you have loose or tight, or is it just like I don't even know. I mean, like, how do you even describe how handling and stuff, or do you even have handling, or is it just like you have power or no power? I don't know. Let me know, Ben. I'm kind of curious about that because I honestly don't know. Kevin, you cut down to 44 hours now, and I bet that 44 hours is killer, isn't it? It's 105. Boo hoo. Yeah, what is it? Like 42 degrees in your shop, John? I know you've got an air conditioned shop. Don't even give me shit. I mean, I'm going to figure that shit out one day, and and I'll be able to say the same thing, though, because I'm not kidding you. I pay my house off in 12 months, and well, okay, maybe not the first thing. I got a few little priorities that come with my house payment money right after the fact that is not relevant to this chat. But shortly thereafter, yeah, I'm going to insulate the inside of my shop, and then the next step after that is I'm going to install a freaking, what do you call it? Central heat and air. I'm going to have a whole separate central heat and air unit put in my shop, separate from the house. So, um, and that's assuming that in the next year I'm not forced to move to Colorado. We'll see. John, and let me tell you something right now, John. You could not survive a hundred days where it's 105 to 119 every single day, and at night it cools down to like 98. I mean, like I'm not kidding. Like in the evening, 11, 12 o'clock, you step out on the porch, it's 98, and you go, "Whoo! It feels so good out here. Oh, it has cooled off. This is amazing." And that's that's the truth. Now it feels a lot hotter. Like when I was a kid, I mean, like I'm Gen X. They kicked us out of the house at daylight and told us not to come back till dark. And if you wanted to drink a water, you drank out of the hose. That whole thing, and that's no lie. And we stayed outside all day long, but for some reason I don't think it felt as hot outside as it does now. Like I go outside now and in 35, 45 seconds I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. I need to go inside. And I mean, maybe I'm just a puss. I don't know, but you get another hour of sleep now, up to 7 hours. How the heck can you sleep 7 hours? I mean, okay, yeah, okay. Most of my hours are sitting and waiting. Daniel, you're right, but I'm not asleep most of the time. I will say that like if I show up for a night shift, like I'm night shift tomorrow night, and if I'm gonna show up there at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I'm gonna probably have a 5 to 6 hour wait before it's time for me to do anything. Hey, I'm gonna do shit on my phone. You know what I mean? It's not till about 2 or 3 in the morning where I've still had nothing to do, where I'm like, okay, it's time for a nap, and I lean up against the steering wheel and call it a night for an hour or 2 hours or till somebody says something on the radio. But insulate my shop. What is it getting cold in Texas? No, it's getting hot in Texas. I mean, you insulate to keep the heat out and the cold in. I mean, maybe that's the opposite of everywhere else. Yeah, no, I mean, like, because literally, Stephen, I mean, like in the summer, it's between 100 days from like now until August, September. It'll get over 100 every day, and the top temperature can be between 100 and 120, 125, something like that. Um, and at night, 95 to 98 is cool. I mean that's our cool temperature for the night, and it does feel good in comparison because you don't have the sunlight on you. I mean, it's still the air is still warm, but you don't have the sunlight beating on you, so it does still feel good. And man, if there's a breeze, you're golden. So yeah, so I want to insulate my shop to actually keep the heat out and the cold in. That's the point. Because before I put a central heat and air unit in my garage, I'm going to insulate it. My walls right now, my walls are insulated. I've got the R15 or something like that, fiberglass insulation down on my walls, but the ceiling isn't insulated. It's just it's a tin roof, pitched tin roof with no insulation. And so what I'm going to do is first things first, I'm gonna pull all of the old sheetrock off of my walls, and I'm gonna put up stuff that will better hold the insulation up, because the sheetrock is all sagging due to moisture over the last 30 years. I don't know. I mean, the sheetrock was put up when that thing was built in 1984, whatever. So I'm gonna replace all the sheetrock, and then I'm gonna do the spray and insulation in the ceiling. And then after that, I'm going to put in a central heat and air unit in my garage. Hose water from life. That's right, man. I mean, like, they kicked me out because they didn't like you. Damn right, John. That's exactly why they kicked us out. Don't act like you didn't get the same treatment. Our parents all kicked us out because they're like, get the fuck out of my house. Don't come back till it's dark. When the street lights came on, that's when you knew it was time to go home. Or you heard the whistle. You could be 6 blocks away and you hear I can't whistle because I don't have any teeth, but you could hear the whistle, and you'd be like, "That's my mom. I gotta go," and you take off running. You get cranky if you don't get your 12 hours of sleep. You know what? I mean, like, I can't complain. I mean, I'm not jealous of 12 hours of sleep. I sleep about 4 hours a day, and on a good night where I really sleep good, I'll get 5 or 6. But typically after 4 hours, I just wake up. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, like, I'll go to bed. It doesn't matter. I could be tore up. I could be just really tired. Doesn't matter. I've been in bed 4 hours. I wake up and I'm like, I gotta pee. I need a drink of water, and I'm awake, and I can't go back to sleep. And so, I typically sleep 4 hours a day. It's been that way about 20 years. And every now and then, a longer day sleeps in for, 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. Maybe twice a year, I'll get 12 hours of sleep. And don't get me wrong, those days are the bum diggity. I mean, like, to sleep 12 hours, it's just like, it's the holy grail of sleep. You know what I mean? And I can't really. I mean, unless you sleep, I don't think you can appreciate 12 hours of sleep unless you sleep like 4 hours a day your whole life. I mean, that's why I say that 12 hours of sleep is the holy grail, because it's like you wake up and you're just like, you feel so great that you realize you've slept too long and you're still tired, and you're like, wow, I could go back to bed, but you can't, because it's just not going to happen. Oh, well, okay, so Steven, okay, and obviously it's the opposite in winter when you guys start and get ice and snow and you can't drive it. Okay, that is a fair assessment, because people that have never left here can't even drive when it's raining. I mean, like, I am not shitting you. I was in San Antonio for my ex-wife's open heart surgery. Me and her, we're driving there to the hotel, like, and we check in for her surgery in the morning. And as we're going around the outer loop of San Antonio, it's raining. I mean, like, it is fucking pouring rain. And this truck in front of me is just driving in front of me and just spins sideways. Completely, like, it was going straight forward, same speed as me, turns sideways, spins out of the way, and goes down off the side of the hill, because we were going over an overpass at the time, so it's the hill on the other side of an overpass. And I was like, huh, what an idiot. And, just kept on driving. I mean, like, I have no idea why that truck just started hydroplaning and spinning out of control. I mean, it was a jacked up 4-wheel drive, big wide tires. So, the bigger your tires are, the less traction you have. And argue with me on that, I dare you. But yeah, and it just went off, and actually, I mean, like, I caught in the rearview mirror. It actually, when it hit the grass, it rolled, and so the truck rolled down the embankment. It didn't just slide down. So, good on them for having them big tires. It really worked out for them on that 4-wheel drive. But no, I mean, people here can't drive in the rain. I mean, like, I've lived in Montana. I mean, fuck, no, not Montana. I've lived in Wyoming, Colorado. I mean, like, where you freaking put chains off. You put chains on and you take chains off 10, 20 times a day. Like, you don't just put them on once to go over the pass. No, you're putting them on and taking them off every 45 freaking minutes, because you need chains to get through this section of road or whatever. And I can drive in anything, you know, but the rest of the people here, maybe not so much. They're just not exposed to it, you know. I mean, like, when it snows here, they close everything, even the convenience stores. I mean, like, everything shut the fuck down. It's like, oh, we got snow. It doesn't even have to stick. If you see snow in the air, school is canceled, because people are gonna die from driving in it. You know, it's ridiculous. But it's just because people here that have never left here aren't exposed to that kind of weather, and having to learn how to drive in it. Yeah, see, you agree with me there, Daniel. Yeah, you got when it was summertime, you got up in the morning, you ate some breakfast, and by like 10 a.m., your mom's like, "Get the fuck out," and you're not allowed to come back in because if you were lucky enough to have an air conditioner, the air in your house costs money, and every time you open that door, you're letting the bought air out, right? And I did not have an air conditioner growing up. I actually built the first air conditioner in my house when I was 16 years old from scratch, and just out of ideas I had in my head, and I created uh, uh, a homemade air conditioner. But we had box fans in the window, and it was still cooler in the house than it was outside. And so mom did not want us coming in and out and warming it up in the house. And but you'd come in all hot and sweaty, and you'd stand in front of the box fan, and you'd be like, "Oh, this feels so good," you know. Uh, Nowadays, I would not survive in that. There's no way I could do that again. John Burnell says he was kidding. He don't sleep no 12 hours. Yeah, yeah. You say that now. Now that I talk shit about you sleeping for 12 hours, bitch. I know you sleep 12 hours. Maybe 14. I mean, you don't ever get anything done. I mean, look at your quad state project. I mean, nothing's changed on it in like 6 months. I mean, if you spent less time sleeping and more time working on your project, that shit'd be done by now. And I am just literally talking shit, y'all. I mean, I'm just giving John Brunel shit because his project's amazing. So if you haven't seen it, wait till Quad State. It's an amazing piece. If you want to see something funny, boat jumps on Jeep. Look that up. We are the yellow boat on the right. All right, I'm going to write that down, Ben. Boat jumps on Jeep. I assume that looking that up will provide the right results in YouTube. Come on, pen. Oh, damn, $3 pen. I love these Jelly Roll metallic colors, but Jeep. There we go. All right. I will look that up as well. We've had Dairy Queen close here in Minnesota because of the weather. Can't get a blizzard because of the blizzard. Well, you know what? It's not that bad until the Waffle House closes. Now, we don't have Waffle Houses where I am. I'm a little bit too far west for that. But I do appreciate the Waffle House. And, I mean, all you got to go is like 200 miles east of me in any direction, northeast, east, southeast, and you can find a Waffle House. But from where I am west, there aren't any. But yeah, if the Waffle House is closed, you're fucked. If you roll up to the Waffle House for breakfast and they're closed, you need to seek shelter. Yeah, no, and Daniel Baca. I mean, swamp cooler is what we use. Yeah, yeah, that's couldn't buy AC here. Yeah, same here. We didn't have refrigerated air. We only had box fans in the window, and I decided one day it's like, hey, if I buy these evaporative cooler pads and I staple it to the outside of my window screen, and then I run water to it in this like plastic piece, and I poke a bunch of holes in it real small so that the water runs down it, and I'll melt the end of it closed, and then water runs down it, and I'll put some rain gutter underneath my window to direct the water out into the horse pen, so it doesn't just run down the house. And I, bought the little valve for the hose faucet outside, and then ran the air conditioner tubing, and then I put my box fan because we all, each of us kids had a box fan for our room. I put that in the window, and then I duct taped around the outside of it so that it sealed off against the window. So it had to suck air through the evaporative cooler pad on the outside of the window. Oh my God. I built that first one. My room was 20, 30 degrees cooler than the rest of the house. Literally, the first night, everybody in my family slept in my room on the floor. I slept in my bed. Everybody else slept on the floor because it was 20 to 30 degrees cooler than the rest of the house. I mean, like, the rest of the house is 90 some odd degrees inside. And my room was 70. And the next day, my mom was like, "How much money you need to do that for everybody's room?" Yeah. And so that was our first air conditioners in my house were evaporative cooler pads stapled to the outside of the screen, and then water run to them and whatnot. So that's how we did it. And I mean, like, now my mom still lives in the same house, but she's got a window units in all the windows. So because now she can afford that dollar a day a piece it takes to run them. Ah, John, you made some half-assed candle cups. I doubt that. I don't think I've ever seen you half-ass anything. I mean, come on, really? I mean, half-assed. That's my stuff. The stuff that I make, that's half-assed because half of my time was spent doing that, and half of it was like working. And Ben Toom says, and the funny thing about it was the girls in the black Jeep that were pulling us went over and got a no parking sign and put it on top of their Jeep after that happened. Oh my God, I've really got to watch the video now. Speaking of the Waffle House, I wish we had one of my dad. You know what, Steven? I feel the same way. I mean, like people talk shit about the Waffle House, but like when I went to the Spring Fling for the first time, which was at County Line Forge over in Maiden, South Carolina, North Carolina, North Carolina, um, and I was like 100 miles from Ting's house, and I had to I had to poop so bad that like I took an exit and I'm like trying I got to find a bathroom right now, and I'm 100 miles away, like 2 hours away, but I'm not gonna make it right. And then I take an exit and I make because I don't know which direction the facilities are in, so I punch a hard left. It's nighttime, right? Well, morning time. It's 2 a.m. And there's a median in the middle of the road that I can't see because there's no sign there or anything else. It's just there. And my head, it's not lit up in my headlights or anything. And I hit that sumbitch at speed and blew out both left side tires, broke both rims on the left side. I mean, immediately, boom, boom, ba bop. And it's like, oh shit. And then I just like limped it into the discount tire parking lot or whatever tire shop was right there on the right. And I'm like, oh crap. And I've got 1,000 pounds of metal in the trunk of my Mercedes, and I'm like, I've got to unload all of this steel in order to get to my spare tire. And then so I unload all of the steel out on the road or out in the parking lot at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. And then every 3 minutes I'm standing up going, oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. Okay. Okay, we're good. Unload some more, unload some more. And finally I get everything unloaded. I get the spare out. I get the front wheel off. I put the spare on the front wheel. And then I go around to the back, I jack the back up, and I get the back wheel off. Now I've got both of my blown out tires and wheels off, and I'm like, now I just got to wait on help, and I'd already called Tang, and I'm like, hey, yo, I fucked up. Come give me a hand. And it took. I had to wait for him to wake up, obviously, because I wasn't going to call and wake him up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, yeah, he'll get the message when he wakes up to take his kid to school. And everything worked out. But you know, uh, it was like easily 3:30 by the time I was like out of stuff to do, and the Waffle House was a half mile away, and I'm like, gonna have to go to the Waffle House, and so I walked over to the Waffle House a half mile away, walked, and I get there, and I sat down, and I'm still like, okay, okay. And I ordered some scrambler thing or whatever. And as soon as I ordered, I like beelined it for the bathroom. I blew that some bitch up. And I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. They heard me blowing it up while they were cooking. I'm the only person there, you know. And then I came back outside and my breakfast was ready and I was like, I'm just gonna take that to go because I really only ordered that so I could use your bathroom. I would feel guilty if I just came in and did that and didn't order anything. But honestly, dude, that scrambler that I ate was freaking amazing, dude. That was some really good food. I'm not kidding. And I've eaten at a Waffle House a couple times since then, and I've never been disappointed. I mean, like it's always been top notch. I mean, like better than Denny's, better than IHOP. I mean, li- I don't care. I mean, like it costs half as much and it's twice as good as the stuff that you get at the regular old breakfast joints. Man, I'm telling you, Waffle House is the shit. Hmm. Oh, there's my mouse. What can't beeswax do? All right. So do you want to go down that rabbit hole, Ben? I know a couple things you can't use beeswax for. Hello, what's going on, Adam? I assume you just got home from work, huh? Fixing to hit the sack. Yeah, Yamez was unable to go live tonight due to family commitments, being Father's Day and all that. And so, like at the last minute, it was sprung on me to. Well, it wasn't sprung on me. He was just like, "I'm not going live," and I was like, "Oh, I'll do it." He's like, "Okay." And so here I am. Didn't take time to get dressed properly. It didn't take time to do my makeup or anything. It's just this is what I was having on to relax for the remainder of my day. And yeah, and we're spending time chatting in the live stream chat and talking shit about each other because Ben is basically useless. George Anderson doesn't mind the wax chunks as long as his handle isn't sticky. Yeah, I hear that. I don't want my handle sticky either. Uh, the wax chunks just add a little bit more to it. But tish. You think you have the flu. It's not the flu, dude. It's the Rona. I'm just saying. You don't get the flu anymore. You just get the Rona. And in all seriousness, though, yeah, no, coming home sick sucks. And I mean, honestly, the same rules of engagement apply for every other disease as does for COVID. If you don't fucking touch people, you'll be fine. That's all you got to do. Don't fucking touch people. Don't shake hands. Don't give them hugs. Don't like smooch on your boss. It'll be all right as long as you don't touch people. Eh, you know, I don't know. That's debatable because I hug my grandkids and I get the leprosy of the lung, creepy crawly, whatever the hell's going around the first grade class. Uh, you know, it. I come home for days off and I give Austin a hug, and it's the next day. I'm like, and it's like, yeah, I got whatever the freaking first grade class has been passing around just because I gave him a hug when I came home, and it's like, freaking kids, man. God, why do they have to be like little pockets of disease just running around? But it's worth it. I still do it. I don't care. I'm still going to give him a hug, even though I know I'm going to get sick and have the sniffles and a runny nose and a sore throat. It's all right. I'll live through it yet another year. Oh, yeah, I know what that is. Speargrass Forge. I just want to give a shout out to John Coffey. He is a legend for reasons that will be apparent in a month, hopefully. I know what that reason is, and you're right. It is freaking amazing. And I just want to say right now, hell yes, dude. Thank you for commissioning John Coffey for that. And yeah, you guys are gonna be. It's choice, it really is. And uh, John is a hell of an artist. I own a few pieces of John Coffey's work. I've got a painting in my house, and I've got these. I've got a set of four of these coasters that are just kind of like artistic, whatever. But they're done in colors that I requested and what have you. And I've got two of them. There's a set of four, and I got two of them here, and I've got two of them at my house. And then just so that I didn't forget, back, years from now when I have Alzheimer's and whatever, because John doesn't ever sign anything. I wrote John Coffey 2022 on the back of all of the coasters because, um, I mean, like, you never know. I mean, you got to live every day like it's your last because someday you're going to be right. And I don't know when that day is going to be, but when my kids look at these, I want them to be like, I don't know, this is some shit he bought at Hobby Lobby. I don't know. And they'll be like, oh, no, no, no. Is this dude John Coffey? Yeah, no. And so I wrote that on the back of them because whoever comes after me, I want them to know where they came from. And yeah. Yeah, some diseased person at work gave it to you. Adam, stop touching people at work, okay? It's not that hard. Just don't touch them. Don't shake hands. Don't give them hugs. Don't lick them. I mean, you're not a sheepdog. You keep your tongue off of other people. I mean, just like walk up and be like elbow bump, fist bump, be like, "What's up, mate?" You know, and when they lean in for a lick, you'd be like, "Nah, I'm not about that no more." I mean, it's okay. They won't think less of you. It'll be all right. And you're right, Stephen Parsons. We were little pockets of disease in the 80s and 90s. Like, do you remember? I mean, like, I remember like having chicken pox parties. Like one kid in the neighborhood would get chicken pox, and everybody else would come over, and we'd have like a faux birthday party when everybody would have to touch the kid with chicken pox, so we'd all get chicken pox at the same time. And if it was summertime, that was great because it wouldn't keep us out of school. But in hindsight, that was really a bad idea. Shingles and all that. But, we didn't know that back then because you can only get chickenpox once. Um, no, John did not tell us anything, Adam. He just posted pictures in a private chat of certain drawings. and I can only assume that that's what you're talking about. So, God damn it, no, fuck. Maybe I said too much. Um, he did not say, but until you said it, I didn't put two and two together. So I'm sorry if I fucked that up. That was not my intention. All Johns are great artists. I don't know. Well, I mean, they're. Damn it. Oh, I had a good joke there and I lost it. Oh, I had a good joke and I lost it. John Holmes, great artist. My name is Adam and I'm special. Mm-hmm. Sure, you like me some biscuits and mustard. Mm-hmm. That's right, Adam. You need a signature on it. I swear he never signs anything, dude. And yeah, like every piece I have of his doesn't have a signature on it, so I have to write it on the back so that somebody knows where it came from. And he definitely needs a signature on it. He needs to start signing his work. He doesn't. I don't think that he thinks it's good enough, but man, he does really good work. I'm special. Adam over there, Speargrass Forge, is like, well, isn't that special? Doing a church lady bit. They touch me. At best, I bump elbows or knock boots, dude. Man, I don't know. I mean, like, nah, you got to back the fuck up when they come at you like that. I mean, like, I don't know. I like the whole time COVID was a thing. I never got sick. Like, I never got a cold. I never got the flu. I never got COVID. I mean, I did get COVID, but it was after, way late in the game. But that's just because my cousin got COVID, and then we're sitting in the truck, and I'm making fun of him for having COVID because he didn't actually, I didn't actually know he had COVID, but he was acting like he did, and then he just like looked right at me from 18 inches away and coughed right in my face and said, "Here you go, bitch. Now you've got COVID too." And then 4 days later, I had COVID too, and he's like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't know I really had COVID." Yeah. But it and I mean, for me, it didn't really suck that bad. I was down for like 36 hours, and then I was just like right back at it. But yeah, no, I don't like to touch people, man. And it's, I mean, sometimes it's a social like expectation, and so you just kind of gotta go with it. But eh, you've never had chicken pox? Oh, if you had chicken pox, you'd know. I mean, it's pretty fucking miserable when you're a kid. It really is. And yeah, no, you'd know if you did. And get the shingles vaccine. If you get the shingles vaccine, you'll never get chickenpox and you'll never get shingles because it's basically the same thing. But um, yeah. Wait, hold on. Did I miss a post from thank you for recognizing I'm special. I'd have to get him to sign it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, no. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not gonna expound upon that. I'll just leave it be. That voice gave me the old neighbor from Family Guy vibes. I don't know. I'm not. Oh, 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 yeah. Just come on over here and get my paper. Oh. "Oh, young man, will you bend over and do you want to mow my grass?" Something like that. I don't know. I can't. It's been so long since I've heard that. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Ben. In my day, our parents had pox parties to get all of us together at once, just to get all your kids done and over with. Yeah, we did too. And like that's literally how it happened for me. It's like my neighbor got chicken pox, and everybody in the neighborhood came over, and we all hung out. And we didn't know we were there to get sick. It's like we thought we were there for his fucking birthday, and no, we were all there to get chicken pox. And then the next week we spent slathering calamine lotion on every fucking thing, and my mom telling me don't scratch, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Every inch of my skin on my body itches, and you're telling me don't scratch? That is the hardest thing to do. I mean, like I literally still have scars from chickenpox from scratching, on my arm. Um, I think everybody does, don't they? I mean, like I do. I mean, like I can point them out. I can be like, yep, that one right there, chicken pox. That one right there, chicken pox. I I've got one on each arm. Okay, yeah, I'm fucking almost 50. The rest of them are gone by now, but I had two of them that were pretty bad. Sharing is caring. That's right. If you don't care about your friends, you don't give them your diseases. Someone made a sort of vest made of plastic spike mesh as an antisocial protection. Dude, that's awesome. Just like wearing a vest that's got like 2 foot long spikes on it. Be like, hey, how about a hug? Be like, no, I'm good. uh, yeah, Adam definitely needs one of those at work. uh, Adam, but you are so much younger. I mean, like, the vast majority of our group is, I mean, like, majority, not all, is like between like 40 and 60. Maybe a few even people over and a few people under, but um yeah, I mean like I don't know, I mean like I'm 10 years your senior. And I mean like pox parties a thing when I was a kid. But barely. I mean like I don't think they lasted much beyond my era. I mean, like I want to say because I think ours were in like 83, 84, 85 ish, and I want to say by like 90 that was done. So, I mean, you may or may not have been involved in a pox party, but I mean, yeah, but they're I mean, you're 10 years. I don't know. To me, 10 years my junior. Yeah. See, yeah. Ben Toombs. I was a baby in the 70s. Yeah. We all were, Ben. We all were. Dude, and you know what, Adam? I mean that's actually a fact. You could do your job perfectly fine from home, like exactly the way you do it at work, because it's all online and a phone line, whatever. You could forward your phone to your cell phone, and you could sit at home and do the exact same thing you do, but then they wouldn't know that you're doing your job, and so that's why they don't let you. They wouldn't be able to keep tabs on you as well. John Brunell's not 50. John Brunell is 23. Don't let him lie to you. I literally walked in on him last year, like adding the gray dye to his beard to look like he was older than he is, so he would like try to command more respect from the crowd. Adam is 37. Stephen Parsons. Adam is 37. Alexis is 47, and I think Yamez is 38 or 39. If we're gonna like include the whole lot of us. Adam is the youngest of the three of us, and but I don't think Giannis has broke his 40s yet. Debaka was an infant in the late 1960s. So, okay, so dude, you don't have to hide how old you are. I mean, like, how old were you when Neil Armstrong walked on the moon? You know, and Stephen Parsons was born in 1990. That was my freshman year in high school. And dude, don't even sweat that shit because like I was at work when I first got my CDL 20 years ago. I get a swamper, first day, whatever, and we're talking and we're telling stories because, the first couple days it's like all me telling stories and them telling stories, and we're getting to know each other, right? And we're telling each other about our lives, and these stories determine how we're going to work together, and because we each have to develop a certain amount of trust, and things like that, and our stories about each other kind of help develop that trust. It's like, how much dope have you sold? I mean, how much dope have you done? None. Okay, well, I know where to put you right here. And, if it's up here, it's like, all right, I know you're cool, and you're not going to screw me over. But that's beside the point. The very first time I'm talking to my swamper. I was talking about when I was in fourth grade, and the space shuttle Challenger blew up, and I was going on about some story related to that, and he's like, "What the fuck is a Challenger?" And I was like, "A space shuttle Challenger, when it blew up." And he's like, "Never heard of it." I was like, January 6th, 1986. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, dude, I was born in 1990," and I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, okay." So you wouldn't know all about that because you didn't watch it happen live on TV while you were in school. My bad. And I'm like, and I mean, like, I smacked myself on the forehead. I'm like, I am now working with people that were not alive when the space shuttle exploded, and it changed children in America forever. I mean, it really did. I mean, because every freaking school kid in America was watching it, and they watched it explode live on TV. And much the same way that 9/11 was exposed to every human on the planet live as it happened. Like, not everybody in the world didn't watch the Challenger explode, just school kids, because there was a teacher on that fucking space shuttle. Everybody watched 9/11, and that changed everybody's life forever. The Challenger changed every school kid forever when they watched it happen. And yeah, I mean, it was weird. The first time I had a helper that wasn't even alive when that happened, and I was like, fuck. I'm like 32, and I'm like, I'm fucking getting old. Oh, this sucks. Oh, and I've been on a rant for a hot minute. So let me catch up on the chat here. I left with Debaka saying he was an infant in the late 60s. And then Stephen Parsons was born in 1990. Ben never grew up. That's right. Ben never grew up. He just grew wide. Fuck gravity. That's right, Ben. Right? You're a skosh shorter than me, but I'm still short. But it works for me now. It's quite beneficial that I'm not 6'4". Yeah, yeah. Matthew, you're 45 and getting younger. Well, see, you can't be 45 if you're 25 and holding. And that's like when I my last birthday, I told everybody it's like, no, it's my 22nd annual 25th birthday. No, that's it. I'm 25 for the rest of my life. It's just we every year we celebrate the recurring 25th birthday. So this year will be my 28th consecutive. No, wait. 23rd consecutive. I almost made myself older than I am. My 23rd consecutive 25th birthday at Quad State, because my birthday always falls on Quad State weekend. So if you guys didn't know, my birthday is always during Quad State. So if you're coming, bring me a birthday present and make it something cool, like some tool steel or some coal. You know, what I mean, like, or some Coke, or whatever you think Coke means. I'm not going to argue with either one, but or any definition. But hey, to each their own. But hey, my birthday is during Quad State every year, and I spend it in Ohio, kicking it at John's, sleeping in a tent, and loving life. One day, Speargrass Forge says, I'm gonna one day shave my beard, and if the wife lets me, and I will look like I'm 20. Dude, that's no lie. I mean, like, I'm 45 and getting younger. Matthew, sir, okay. Just make sure that's not really a lie. I mean, like, a beard makes you look a lot older than you really are. So, like, when you're younger, that's pretty cool, But then as you get older, it's like, the older you are, the beard adds 20 years. I mean, like, when Anson Ivy retired from the Navy, I mean, like, and he had to stop shaving. I mean, like, he looked like he was like 40, you know. And then a month later, after not shaving, he looked like he was 60. And he's like, "Oh, I'm never shaving again because I've had to shave for 20 years." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you just like added 20 to 30 years to the way you look because you don't want to shave." And it's like, I mean, I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, like, I have different issues with shaving for obvious reasons. And there's a reason that I shave every day or 2 or 3 times a day that doesn't really apply to this really community. But, I mean, I don't understand the desire to add 30 years to your appearance for no reason. I don't know. I mean, like, whatever. I mean, I get it. It's an extra step you don't have to take. I don't have to shave when I'm in the shower. I'm sorry. I've always shaved in the shower, so I don't know why anyone would not do that and like have to stand in front of a sink or something. But I don't know why somebody that is say once you're past the age of 21. I mean, like, before you're 21, I completely understand what the goal is, to look older. But after you're 21, why do you want to look older, like, than you are? Why do you want to add 20 years to your appearance? I don't really know. I mean, like, but here I am. I'm 40 fucking 7, almost going to be 48, and I'm really trying to roll the years back. 43 of these years were spent out in the sun with no sunscreen and just cooking my skin with no moisturizer, no sunscreen, and I'm paying the price for that. But without a care in the world of how shitty I look when I get older, and I regret that now. But I don't understand why people want to, like, grow facial hair so they can look older when they're already old. uh, but that is not saying that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that I don't understand it, because obviously I have a different point of view. Oh, okay. So, Debaka, you're 56, so that makes you 9 years older than me. So you would have been 4 years old when Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. And I can only hope, fingers crossed, that you watched it happen, and maybe you do or don't remember it. But I can only imagine what that was like if you did get to experience that. You met your wife a year before Steven was born. Right on. Predictive text is a bitch, isn't it there, Matthew? Daniel Crawford, your birth certificate says November of 64, and mine is September of 75. So, Ben Toombs is November 5th of 76. I got a year on you, Ben. I got a year on you. Ooh, what the fuck? Man, I scrolled down and it went all the way to the bottom, and apparently I've missed a lot of shit while I was on a rant. There it is. Okay, I'm caught. There I am. Gym 64, 7th grade. Oh, my work. Yeah, no, that's right. Adam says, I work with people that were born in this millennium. Dude, you're not lying. I mean, like, I've literally gone in to buy beer, and they're like, "Can I see your ID?" And I like whip it out because I'm like super proud of my ID now. And if you know why, you know why. But I'm super proud of my ID, so I'm like whenever people card me, I'm like, you know, and then they're like, and they just glance at it, and they're like, all right, and I'm like, but that's it, and they're like, oh, I saw the 19, you're good. Because I was born pre 2000, so they automatically know I'm over 21 because I was born in the 1900s, and it's like bitches, you know. You don't even get to go over the rest of it and see all the great detail, the effort that I put into the photo. I mean, like all the other stuff that's on that ID that I put so much work into making happen. And it's like, ah, you saw 19 and you were done. Bastards. Daniel Crawford works with people younger than his CDL. Yeah, me too. Wait, let me think. Yeah, I got my CDL in 2005, so my CDL is 18 years old. I don't work with anybody younger than my CDL, but I'm close. Next year, I probably won't be able to say that. Your coworkers have never heard of Rocky Horror Picture Show. How is that even possible? I mean, like I thought that was in like an intergenerational classic that like it doesn't matter how old you are. You've seen it. Kind of like The Sound of Music. Everybody has seen The Sound of Music when you were in high school, right? It's like required watching. I would think the Rocky Horror Picture Show is the same way. Ben Trail Dust. Ben has been in Never Neverland for, well, 43 years, give or take. Let's do the time warp again. It starts with your hands on your hips and a jump to the left. Oh shit, Steven. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't even get me started. This year was the 15th anniversary of my 21st birthday. Right on. Yeah, see that's such a positive way to look at it. See, and I always went with my 25th birthday anniversary because like 25 is when you get the big insurance break. So 21 you 18 you can buy tobacco, 21 you can buy alcohol. At 25 you get the insurance break. And so like once you hit 25, there's no more like breaks. There's no more like milestones that for society that you got to reach. And so um, I was looking forward to 25 so I would get that insurance break. And I'm not lying. I mean, that insurance break was a big bitch. That was like a 60% cut in the cost of my insurance when I turned 25. Um, but then after that, it's just like leveled off and been all downhill. So there's no reason to celebrate a birthday beyond 25. So yeah, 23rd annual, 25th birthday. Daniel Crawford. So I'm so still 15 on the inside. Well, as long as you're not on the inside of 15, you're all good. Bottle of Remy, so much rice it haunts me. Man, pick up the pace. You're 20 minutes behind on the comments. Am I really? Holy shit. Let me. 106. Oh, yes, I am. I'm actually. Oh, let me see. Fuck. How much can I fit in the overhead compartment? Okay, wait. Maybe I'm just. Okay. Stop posting. Okay. Easier break something. All right. I have no idea how far behind I am unless I pull up the stream on my phone and see. So apparently I'm behind, and I don't know how far it is because I'm on Starlink, so I should be fairly close to live. Come on. God damn it. And okay, so I know I got behind in reading comments, but if I'm 20 minutes behind, God, this my latency is really, really slacking, and I hope that's not the case because that hasn't been the case for Starlink so far. So let me see where I'm at on my phone, and this will tell me where you guys are at because yeah, this is gonna be a fun game. Mm. It's not an ad, right? All right. Oh, okay. So fuck you, John. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on, or the cousin you rode in on. I'm only like a minute behind. There's not that much latency, okay? Ugh. Well, you're 20 minutes behind. I mean, that shit happened when I was at home, and my you. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta shut this off. Yeah, you fucked me up there because I'm like, am I really 20 minutes behind? Because like when I was at home, my internet at home is so slow, I literally was 20 minutes behind, and I didn't realize it until I stopped the stream, and the whole last 20 minutes was cut off. And now I'm like, wait, I'm on Starlink. I can't be 20 minutes behind. No, I'm 30 seconds behind. 15-minute delay and 15 minutes worth of latency in satellite internet. Bastard. Why are you trying to mess with me? It's because I'm old, Alex. That's why you're behind the late. You're not lying. It sucks being old. It really does. It sucks being old and realizing the opportunities you missed when you're younger. And you're like, man, I should have done this. Man, I should have done that. Like I was a badass race car driver when I was 22 years old. And if I had been more diligent, maybe I could have done something with that. I mean, like I was really good. I really was. I was a shoot. Um, but I had to pay for everything I used and broke. And so, I mean, like, I had an income at the time of like $700 a month. And so there's only so much race car you can make and run every Friday night and Saturday night at two different cities on $700 a month. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it was a money losing proposition that I just had to get out from underneath because I was paying to have fun. That's it. And even though I was good at it, it really didn't matter. I mean, like I had sponsors and whatnot that paid my entry fees and paid my gas money and whatnot, but um, you know, in hindsight, I could have handled it better and marketed myself better when I was a shoe. But I also know that now I could not shoe a car the same way I could then. My reaction time is way different. You know, I'm not I don't I'm not as quick. I'm not, I understand that that opportunity is way beyond me. 20 years in my past. I can't do that anymore. I can watch it. I can dream about it. I can fantasize about how good I could have been. But I could never be as good as I could have been had I pursued it at the right time in my life. Old people are cute. I know we are, aren't we, Ben? We're the cutest. Well, no, I get that, Kevin. I was answering comments from a while back. I get that. I was trying to go in order and not skip anything, and I got a little bit behind because I went off on a tangent. But yeah, now I'm caught up in comments, and Ron White's tater salad is almost 20 years old. That's right. And And Speargrass Forge. I don't think, man, I should have because I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, and life is pretty good here at the block. You're right. That is exactly correct, Adam. Because in my particular position, there's a lot of what if I could go back and tell myself this? What if I could go back and tell myself that? What if I could change this or change that? And I wouldn't change any of it because if I changed any of it, I wouldn't be where I am now. And I really like where I'm at now in almost all aspects of my life. There are a few things that could be better, but the cost of making those things better in my past or changing things in my past to make those things better now would have cost me other things. So now, I mean, like I followed the path that I needed to follow to be here. Would I have had more fun being a being a race car driver? Fuck yeah, I would have. But I'd be a totally different person. I wouldn't be Alexis right now. I could tell you that right now. If I'd have made it in racing, you wouldn't be talking to Alexis. That's for sure. In fact, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I may not be here. But, um, eh. John Burnell, I could go with a female dirt driver joke here, but I'll be good. No, 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 no. Dude, this is Alexis Unleashed. Say it. Because I am not shitting you. I'm a professional truck driver, and I'm a pretty good driver. But over the last 2 years, I've noticed myself doing some dumb shit when it comes to driving. I'm just like, I'm driving out of a one-way parking lot the wrong fucking way. A parking lot that I've been driving in and out of for 10 years. And then I'm just like whipping out the entrance going like, wait a minute. I'm going the wrong way. No wonder people say female drivers are fucking stupid. Here I am upholding that. I mean, like, I've done so much dumb shit driving in the last 2 years. I mean, like, it's totally hormonal. It's got to be because I didn't used to be this dumb when it came to driving. Something about shoe now and pump, but no. Dragonstone, Jen, and Ironworks. Yeah, reaction time. I got hit on New Mexico 128 yesterday. Saw it move, but was 4 inches from a neat miss. Bad reaction time and EST of distance sucks ass. Yeah, that's right, man. You can't drive anymore because of the estrogen. You're right. No, I mean like you think that's a joke, and I'll let you have that because it's literally changed. I don't even know why. I mean like I make so many mistakes driving now that I never made before. And I don't know if it's the estrogen or getting old. There's no way for me to know. I'm just like out there doing my thing and I'm like somebody honks at me and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And of course I want to jump out and throw two fingers in the air and fight him and I'm like, "Oh no, no, but that was my fault. Yeah, I fucked up." And it's like and I don't understand. It's like why am I making these mistakes? Why am I making these driving mistakes that are potentially dangerous that I never made before? Is it because I'm older, or is it because of the estrogen? Because Alexis switched from shoes to pumps. Fuck yeah, bud. That's a good one. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's really good. That's a good play on words. Seeing as how somebody that's considered a good race car driver is called a shoe. And oh, that's good. And no, perpetuating the stereotype. I mean, like I would have thought it was just not really accurate, but more just funny until I became the stereotype, and I'm like, yeah, I don't drive as good as I used to, and it sucks. I mean, like I mean, uh, and yeah, Robert, yeah, it looked like I had backing up down pat. Of course I did. I mean, well, John's gonna go get something to eat. I got something you can eat, John. Come see me. It looked like I had backing up, dude. I drive more miles in reverse than most anybody in the country does forward in their entire life. I mean, like most of my driving is in reverse, and so that's fairly easy for me. And but when it comes to like the angles and getting everything down, like building a drilling rig, all of that stuff is second nature to me, and it's almost like I can close my eyes, I can see location from like a drone footage from 100 feet above, and know where everything's at and how far I gotta pull ahead before I back up, so I can just slide right in front of the piece I'm gonna pick up. But when it comes to driving in traffic anymore, whereas I used to be very predictive and I could tell what everybody was going to do. And I knew to slow down, speed up, this, that, the other. I find myself so complacent now. Like, I'll be backing out of a parking spot and then barely miss somebody else that's backing up behind me. And I'm like, how did I not check my mirror and see that? I mean, like, and these are, every error I've made in driving that I've recognized has been my error. It's not somebody else that did some dumb shit. No, it's been me that did some dumb shit. And it's like, why is not my professional driving, but my driving around personal in my own vehicle, how has that gone to shit in the last 3 years? Somebody tell me, why has my personal driving gone to shit in the last 3 years? Is it just because I'm getting older, and my mind's maybe not focused, or is it the whole estrogen thing? Because I mean, like we all know women can't drive, and now all of a sudden I can't fucking drive either. It's not fair. I should be able to be a woman and still be able to keep my driving ability. I did not agree to give that up. Bullshit. Too many things on my mind, Robert. Man, you know what? That's entirely possible because at work, there's nothing else on my mind. Like, I don't think of anything else. There's nothing else going on. I'm only, like, I'm focused on exactly what I'm doing, the line I need to be in, exactly where I need to be, who's in every fucking quadrant of my being. You know, I mean, like, there's a forklift over here, there's a crane over there. I mean, there's a haul truck over here. I mean, like, I know where everybody's at all times. And but when I'm driving in my personal vehicle, maybe I'm not as focused. You know, that's entirely possible. The fine print. No, I did not read the fine print, Terrell Dust, because I completely missed the fine print on shrinkage. Um, you know, you take that to mean what you will, but I was completely unaware of that until it was entirely too late. So, yeah. At a certain point, you go, wait, what the fuck happened? And you're like, well, it's too late now. You can't get it back. It's just focus. You must focus. Yeah, and that's maybe a good thing. Um, and it's hard to do. Like when it's easy to do at work. Like when I'm at work, I focus. I mean, like I am because I love what I do. I love my work. If I won the lottery, I would still do what I do for free because it's fun to me. It's like my hobby. I mean, like I love my job. I genuinely wake up every day and I get to go to work and I'm excited about it. And so when I'm at my job, I'm focused on it, and I'm like Cyclops of the comic book person of whatever group that is. You know, like focused. But when I'm just driving around on my pickup, you know, going grocery shopping or whatever, and my mind's in a million different places, going over like conversations with my daughter, conversations with an ex-wife, conversations with my therapist, conversations with my mom, all replaying in my head, and I'm having and yeah, okay, I'm crazy. Conversations with I have pretend conversations with people in my head all the time, like I say lots of things to my therapist in my head that I never say to them in person, and it's like, uh, and honestly, that's probably where my brain is at when I'm driving, and it shouldn't be. Yeah, I signed the contract, I changed sides, and yeah, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it now, and to be fair, pretty fucking glad I changed that contract or I signed that contract because these babies are choice. Just gonna say that right now. So I need a hocus pocus. I got a focus air freshener. Mac and cheese. Oh fuck. Mac and cheese sounds so good right now. I drive like everyone else is controlling a 5-ton death machine and are suicidal and not paying attention. Oh, wait. Yeah. Um, that's fair enough. I mean, I drive a 40-ton death machine and am not suicidal and am paying attention, but um I mean, I've never had an accident or anything, but I've been really close, and sometimes I've been really closer because of my inattentiveness, or the fact that I've been up for 60 hours and I'm like driving by Braille, bumping off the rumble strips on the left and the right. And then I'm like, fuck it, I got to take a nap, and I pull over to take a nap. My swamper's like, oh, really? We're only 15 minutes from the yard. Like, I could really use my own bed right now. And it's like, well, if I don't lean up against the steering wheel and take a nap, we may not make it there. So shut the fuck up. Error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, Generally trust truck drivers, not the idiots in cars. Oh, and that's a good point. I'm a truck driver, and most of my driving interaction is in a big truck, and I have never put anyone else in danger. Um, don't get me wrong, I've pushed my limits, but when I've gotten to my limits, I pull the fuck over and I take a nap. Regardless of anybody else's opinion, regardless if anybody else agrees with it or doesn't, it's like when it's time for me to take a nap, I'm fucking taking a nap. I don't care. I mean, in my career field, I get paid for it. I get paid by the hour, not by the job, not by the mile. So when I need to take a nap, if I got to pull over and take a 6 hour nap, I'm getting paid for that 6 hours I'm leaned up against the steering wheel sleeping. I don't give a fuck. Me getting me and my swamper to our destination alive is more important than being there on time. Um, so if I got to sleep, I sleep, and I will push it right up to that limit where I go, no, I don't care, I got to sleep, and then I will. But I mean, for me, that limit is hallucinating. Like when I'm seeing like trees in the middle of the road that aren't really there, or um, get some motion for the video to catch. God. Now I feel like an idiot. Thank you, Daniel. Mainly because the entitled kids out here are trying to kill you. Oh yeah, I do look like an idiot. Now I see myself dancing in the screen and I'm like, I should really have been up doing the Cabot Patch. That would have been so much better, right? I mean, stand up and be like, I don't I'm not going to go any further than that. Oh my god, I embarrassed myself just by going that far. Uh You've been hit in your truck on the clock 5 times in 14 months. It's getting scary. You mean like by other people? Like hit? Are you talking about being hit for like sleeping on the GPS? Or are you talking about being hit by like other people? Because that's fucked right off. Shut the fuck up, Kevin. Going viral my ass. And I briefly thought about standing up, turning around, and twerking real quick for the going fun my ass comment, but no, not gonna do, not gonna do that either. Whew. What time is it? I have no idea. 6:30. Oh, it's only 6:35. Fuck, it feels like midnight to me. We've been going for what? Only an hour and a half. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, I thought it was way over, but yeah, no worries. Um, uh, guys, we're gonna take an intermission for about 3 minutes. If you need to go up, get up and take a leak, feel free to do so. If you want to go smoke a bowl, and that's your prerogative, go do so. If you need to go make a drink, get that drink made. I need to I can't take you with me. I got to step outside to smoke a cigarette real quick, and I don't really smoke a whole cigarette. I light one, I take 3 drags, and I put it in my little container, and I'll hit the rest of it later. But I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna take 3 drags of cigarette, and then come back here, and I'm gonna refill my glass and with some vodka and Pepsi, and I'll be right back. So you guys hang on or go take care of your thing. Let's take a 3 minute intermission, and then we'll come back and finish this thing up. All right? All right, all right, all right. And we're back, or I am, and I'd like to share with you a a talent of mine that is severe. I think it's severely underrated. I can take any glass and I can pour the appropriate amount of alcohol into it before I top it off with a 12-inch soda and not spill it. So I just like eyeballed that. Every single time. Any glass, anytime. I don't know why. I don't know how. Um, I can look at a glass. I can pour the right amount of vodka or whiskey or whatever the hell it is into it, and then follow it with a 12-ounce soda, and it goes exactly to the rim without spilling over. I've never spilled it ever, and that's probably not a great talent to have, but I have it. So let me catch up on the comments while I was in while we were in uh uh, uh SpongeBob. 3 hours later. Dude, I wish I could figure out how to get those little things, dude. That would be great. But I don't even know where you get those, or I mean, because like YouTubers that I admire have them, and they'll like cut, and they'll have those little SpongeBob things, and I'm like, man, I wish I could put those in, but I don't even know where they come from. And George, welcome back. Just saying. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? uh, this is the part where Alexis comes back to, and the chat is way far ahead. Yeah. Uh, how's it going there, small scout stuff? Glad to see that you could drop in for a minute. Uh, all right, there we go. We don't need to scroll anymore. Small scout stuff, Speargrass Forge, South Australia, Adelaide Hills. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Oh, yeah, it got me some Alka Seltzer. Yeah, Speargrass Forge from Darwin here, mate. Yeah. Small scout stuff. Feel free to prop in as Red Gum Forge. Whatever floats your boat. And oh, Alexis is here. Shh. Stop talking about her. She's back. They are made clips. Splice them in with OBS or Vid Editor. I've done it myself. I don't know where to get the clips though. I mean, like I can splice in anything. I just don't know where the clips come from. And that's the thing. I mean, like if I could find the clips without having to like, as far as I know, I would have to clip them out of an episode of SpongeBob. So eh, they are kind of copyrighted Small Scout stuff, but it's a fair use thing. Fair use isn't a real thing, but it's kind of implied. And so, you just kind of go with it. Like everybody does it, so it's okay. Yeah, John Burnell, we're still here, and no, obviously, average, obviously, Ben, John did not chew; he just swallowed because that's what he does. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That may have been a bit out of line, and I apologize, John. But I'm sorry. You said it. So, no, I'm sorry. You didn't say it. But somebody else did. Daniel. There you go, Crawford. Yeah. Uh, Uh, Kevin, I've been trying to figure out how to dub the Impractical Blacksmith voices on some Muppet footage. Dude, that would be so awesome. Like the old guys up in the booth, like you know. Yeah, that would be some epic stuff right there. uh, Literally, that's what she said. uh, I don't care. I'll get even eventually. Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. I don't doubt that at all, John. So will Ben. Did you ever fucking nail down your airfare for Quad State, or is it still up in the air? Red Rum Forge, aka Small Scout Stuff. I had to subscribe to see the chat, but I am back. Fucking thank you for subscribing, and yeah, hell yeah, man. Glad to have you back. And for the record, Small Scout Stuff slash Red Run Forge is. Do you have a first name that we would like you to use, or you would like us to use in reference to you, instead of just your YouTube handle? Because a lot of us are on a first name basis, and we associate a screen name to a first name. If you do, drop it in. If you don't and you prefer to remain anonymous, that's fine too. No pressure. But I mean, like John Burnell is a screen name, and we call him John. Not really sure why, but it fits. Ben Toombs, we call him Ben. We're not really sure who he is, but Ben fits. So I am kidding, of course. Ethan, okay. I'll try to remember that. The rest of you fuckers in the chat, remember that Small Scout Stuff or Red Rum Forge, that's Ethan. And it's going to take me 2 or 3 times to get that down because I'm fucking bad with names. I really am. Um, I mean, like, I once called Kevin Keith completely on accident because I mixed up him and his brother. And I felt so bad for it. I mean, like, really, it fucked me up for a couple days, because it's like, I can't believe I've talked to Kevin so much. And then, like, in a stream, I was like, "What's up, Keith?" And, and he's like, "I don't know. I'll ask my brother right quick." And I'm like, I'm such a fucking idiot. I'm bad with names. So, Ethan, um, I apologize if I get that wrong. I will probably ask you 2 more times, and after that, I'll have it down. But if somebody mentions it before me, I'll get it. But if I'm first, I'm liable to fuck it up. Dragonstone Gemini Ironworks, Daniel Crawford. Can you imagine Yamez and the jalapeno guy and the old guy as Alex, etc., etc.? So you're talking about Jeff Dunham and jalapeno on a stick. Which one of us is Jeff Dunham and which one of us is fucking the jalapeno on a stick? We're all part of the smithing family. That's right, Ethan. Yeah, yeah. We're all smart part of the smithing family, and I'm gonna say no disrespect, no disrespect at all. But it does take a minute for some of us to learn names, and unlike a lot of other YouTube communities that are just totally anonymous and everybody goes off of their YouTube handle. I mean, like we all kind of figure out what our real name is and um, attach it, so to speak. So like the first time we showed up at Quad State, like the Quad Squad, we all knew each other by our screen name, but we never met each other in person. We didn't really know each other's first name. Obviously, John Coffey is John Coffey. Obviously, this person is this person, whatever. But um, it takes a minute to really. Oh, looky there, Ben signing in under Nemo's Forge. Right on. uh, Oh, I got to scroll up. This chat is actually moving faster than I can keep up with, and that's fucking crazy because usually that's not the fact. Red Gum Forge Alexis. Wait, was I saying that wrong? Oh wait, fuck, I'm way back. Ethan, is this your first anti AA? Oh yeah, this is definitely an anti AA meeting because uh, I'm gonna drink some serious shit up in this bitch. Half of that glass I made myself. I'm not gonna like go any further than that. But we call Ben the evil garden gnome. Ethan, hi, Adam here. That's Spear Rust Forge. Um, it's Red Gum Forge. Am I saying Ged Rum Forge or something? Did I fuck that up because um red rum, not murder backwards. I could have said red rum. And Trail Dust, you've been called Keith and off and on for years. And well, I will agree that like you guys kind of look similar. I mean, if you're gonna stand around and grow a fucking gray beard and be skinny and wear camouflage, I mean, if you guys want to look the same, I can't stop that, but you know, and obviously I'm just fucking around because they don't look the same. But um, wait, Keith isn't Kevin? Isn't Trailless 55? Yeah. No, Kevin is Trailless 55. Keith is his brother, and Keith is way cooler than Kevin. Up until the point that Kevin showed up with a truckload of steel to give away on a steel parade at Quad State. In which case, Kevin became the coolest motherfucker in Troy, Ohio for a whole weekend. So do not dispute that. It was the thing of legends. No, that's incorrect, Adam. I do not refer to you by Speargrass. I really don't, ever. I only call you Adam, or when I'm being contrary, asparagus. So, and that's only when I'm going for a rise. Um, because I do not really associate you with your forge name because I consider you to be a really good friend of mine. Oh, Kevin Stokes. I can go to a different account too, I guess. No, I understand there. Speargrass red rum is a thing here too. Yeah, no, I get that. Red rum is from The Shining. It's Martyr backwards. Debaka, I am what I am. I don't need praise. I don't need a new screen name. You know, the most meaning, honestly, Daniel Baca, the most iconic thing I've ever heard you say. You were giving away on some fucking thing, whatever. You're giving away a maple table leg, and you're like, what would you do with it? Because I mean, like, and I don't know anything about wood. I won't lie. Wood to me serves two purposes. Um, it's either tasty or it provides heat. I mean, like, so you cook with it, and it makes your food taste better, or you burn it and it makes you warm. And so you're like, what would you do with this table leg if you want it? And I was like, I'd burn it. you know, and I wasn't kidding. I mean, like, cause I don't know anything about wood. I mean, like, I don't know anything about it, like grain or any. I don't care. I mean, like, it doesn't fascinate me in any way. And so you're like, what would you do with this table leg? I was like, I was burn it, and I wasn't kidding. I mean, like, I was dead serious. I was like, I would throw it in the fire and see how long it took to burn. But and you're like, even the person when you did the giveaway, you're like, even the person that said I would burn it, you're still eligible for the giveaway. And I didn't win it, but and in all honesty, I wouldn't have burned it. I would just have it in my like garage, and it would like have a label on it, be like, I won this from Daniel Baca. But I wouldn't do anything else with it because it's just a table leg that's made out of maple, and I don't understand why that would be attractive to anyone. But that's just me, you know, and so I'm the wrong person for that. But I'll always remember that interaction that we had, where I was like, I'd use it to light a fire, and you're like horrified by that entire premise, you know. Yeah, and that bloody pointless wonder that started the asparagus thing. Oh, but dude, the asparagus thing was so good. Dude, that beef online was so good. I mean, like, it really was. It was genius. It really was. It was genius. I give you props that y'all played that awesome. Oh, that is fucked right up, John. We sometimes change names, like Alexis used to be called Becky the Throat Goat around the campfire. Told you I'd get even. All right, well, the fact that I was Becky the Throat Goat is none of your fucking business. But, wow. I can't believe you'd bring that up in public, dude. I mean, that is such a low blow. I mean, like, I was young and I needed money. I mean, what did you expect me to do? I mean, I had kids. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just too hilarious. Uh, Daniel Dragonstone, Gemini Ironwork, Crawford. Daniel of the Daniels. You're always Daniel. And Debaka remembers that. Oh, yeah, you remember when I was Becky of the Throat Goat. Oh no no okay no you remember when I was the person that entered the contest and told you that I would burn the maple table leg. Yeah, because I literally have no idea why maple is any different than pine or mesquite or oak or any other fucking wood that you do nothing with but burn. I mean, I don't know. I don't know wood. I don't understand. I mean, it's just wood. I understand rosewood's badass because like the inside of my Jaguar was fucking accented with rosewood. That shit was fucking amazing. But now it's illegal. You know what I mean? Like you can't own rosewood. So rosewood looked cool as fuck on my steering wheel and my dash. But I mean, other woods, I'm just like, how is it different from pine? Okay, the color, so I could stain the pine and it would be the same thing, right? Well, no, because it's not the same wood. But it would look the same, right? Well, yeah, but it's not the same wood. But it would look the same. Well, yeah, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? We get into a circular argument there. I mean, like, color is irrelevant. Wood makes great charcoal for my fudge. Fudge. Forge. Otherwise, the termites eat it here. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, dude, the fact that the termites broke into your sea container and ate like the handles out of your hammers blows my fucking mind. Like, I mean, like, literally, that is so outside of my frame of reference. I'm just like, wait, what? And I am fucking falling behind on the chat again. And no, Robert Lunas, I did not win the maple table leg. Because honestly, I did say I would burn it, but if I did, I actually wouldn't have. I mean, just because it was you know a giveaway item that I'd won, and for that reason only, it would have wound up in the attic of my garage with a note on it of where it came from and why it was there, so that my kids would be like, I don't get it, and then do whatever the fuck they want with it. But I would never have destroyed it. Chateau Yance. It's called Chateau Yance. Chateau Yance. I don't know what that is. Hmm. I remember. Where'd that go? What the fuck? Oh man, am I that far behind? I remember the outrage that happened when Alexis disappeared with a couple of Aussie backpackers a few years ago. Wait, that wasn't me. And so we got Adam and Ethan here talking about making their own charcoal. And I can only assume that you guys can't. And I've talked to Adam before, but you guys can't access native coal because it's not something that is native to Australia. I'm assuming that, right? That there are no coal deposits in Australia, and that's why you have to use charcoal. Because obviously, if you have to import it from another continent, that would make it the cost um, out of hand. So Daniel says it would look the same. Pine just looks like old yellow pine when stained, but maple has figuring like rosewood. All right. Well, I mean, like, I'll have to take your word for it because I don't know because I've never seen it. Yeah. I mean, like, I do like rosewood, but I also know that I'm not allowed to have it. I mean, other than, things that have already been done with it. Yeah, yeah, that's right. They eat through concrete to get timber. I mean, I remember you saying like you had shit in plastic totes, and the termites could smell the fucking wood through the plastic, and they ate through the plastic to get to the wood. So, whoo, your termites are way more determined than ours are. Ours only need a barrier or paint, and they're like, yeah, fuck it, I give up. We're gonna die. Oh, Becky with the backpackers. Gotcha. Yeah, fuckers. Wait, Australia is the largest exporter of coal? Why the fuck can't you guys get coal then? I mean, like, I can get coal as a country that doesn't export it. I can get coal for $6 a 40-pound bag. Why the fuck can you guys just not get it at all? Like, you couldn't even pay $100 a pound for it. You guys can't get it. I mean, that's my understanding is it's not accessible. Oh, it's anthracite. Okay, okay, I got you. Anthracite's used in power plants. Anthracite is not conducive to blacksmithing, like uh, uh, bituminous. Anthracite works good when it's powdered and injected in a fuel injector, but not so much in rock form in a forge. Had a large bonfire last night. We harvested leftover charcoal this morning. Kevin, why would you need it? You, you've got a half a ton of coal. Why do you need the charcoal if you've got a half ton of coal and you still haven't even opened a bag? Dragonstone Gem and Ironworks. Alex needs a tutorial on her wood. Yes, she does because I don't get it. I know mesquite. That's it. I grew up in Texas. We have mesquite and we have pecan. Pecan is what you throw away. Mesquite is what you burn. Well, mesquite is what you cook with, and pecan is what you burn in a bonfire. We don't have other trees, so there are no other options. Got to go herd the cats and feed them. And the funny thing is like he's literally gonna have to herd the cats. Okay, I got you there, Ethan. So you can get it, but you have to be a commercial enterprise and buy it in bulk. I got you. And then you got to get it transported from the QLD and WA mines. I don't know what QLD, Queensland and Western Australia mines. I'm going to go out on a limb there, but I have a John Burnell. I had a friend. Yes, it's hard to believe that John had a friend. They used to forge with anthracite because it smoked less when doing demos. And that's actually a good point. Anthracite, you can still forge with anthracite. It's just hard to keep lit, so I'm told. Um, I've forged with primarily coal that comes out of Pennsylvania that I bought for like $6 a bag, whatever, what have you. And I've also, like, my dad lives in fucking why where Colorado, and like on the side of the road, like driving up to his house, there's this like 2 foot coal seam just like sticking out of the side. You could just walk right up to it and just knock a 20-pound chunk of coal right out of the coal seam on the side of the road. And I've literally got one of those and brought it home and threw it in the forge to see what would happen. And I didn't like it because it sparks like charcoal. I mean, like it cracks, pops, and whatever. It burned hot as fuck, but it was snap, crackle, popping the whole time. And like I'm sitting out there in like this, spaghetti string top, like okay, maybe not the smartest attire to wear when you're forging, but you know what? Fuck it. I'll wear whatever the fuck I want to wear, and if you got a problem with it, fuck you. But I'm getting coal snap, crackle, popping on me, and I'm like, okay, this coal sucks. It's not as good as the Pennsylvania stuff. I'm not gonna go harvest that for free because I could literally just drive over to my dad's house and grab a pickaxe and fill the back of my pickup up with this coal on the side of the road that's just exposed, you know. Um, but it's not very good. It crumbles into really small pieces really easy. It's very delicate. I should say. I've never seen anthracite, so I can't say to what that is. But it burns. Yeah, I don't know. It burns like charcoal, which is weird. But eh, and I can't speak to how hard it is to keep lit because I mean, like I only burned one chunk of it, and I was pouring the fucking air to it the whole time. So, eh. Yeah, dude, Adam, when you get to the U.S., you're gonna get to use coal. You're gonna get to use coke. You're gonna get to use propane. All the things you don't have out there in the outback. I mean, like you're gonna get to forge up some neat shit. You're gonna get to see power hammers and presses, and all these things that modern smithing affords you to experience. Yeah, I really do get worked up on Naked Forging Day. Okay, to be fair, I don't naked forge, but I also tend to like, I've literally seen people out there, like new people getting out in their forge, and they're covered in head to toe like they're welding. Like they've got it's 100 degrees outside. They got long sleeve shirts on, steel toe boots, and like a fucking face mask and all this shit. And I'm like, I'm out there in this and a pair of shorts and a pair of sandals. And if some scale hits my fucking foot, I shake it off. And if it sticks, then I'll stick my foot in the quench tank. But I mean, I'm not afraid of being burned. And maybe that's a rite of passage. Making like I could never understand how Sam Towns could forge in flip flops, and now I can do it. I'm just like, because when the scale lands on my foot, I'm like, I don't really care. Now, when shit goes flying, like when the piece flies out of your tongs and you got a piece of red hot metal flying through the air, I'm not trying to catch it, and I'm making sure that my feet aren't going to be where it lands. But, I don't need to wear a whole bunch of stuff to go to work in the shop. Uh, but the line for me is forge welding. If I'm gonna be forge welding, I'm wearing long pants and long sleeve shirts, and I'm prepared for sparks to go in every direction and light something on fire. Whoa, whoa, whoa! The whole trail destination naked foraging day. Speargrass Forge. Ethan, I was invited to go to Quad State in 2018. I was supposed to go in 20 as an honorary member of the Quad Squad till I get there. That is correct. And COVID happened, among other things, and it kind of it really put a whole kibosh on a lot of stuff we had going on with the Quad Squad and all that. But it is what it is. And Ethan is licky that he has propane. Lucky, yeah. Licky. You're probably licky too. Uh, Ben Toombs, hello. We haven't met yet. Wait, Alexis, are you taking a tartan shirt to Quad State this year? I no, I don't believe so. I don't own any tartan, and yeah, no. I have a canvas ghillie shirt that goes with my kilt, but I honestly feel like I am no longer qualified to wear said kilt and ghillie shirt. Um, it is. I'm not worthy of that anymore, and so it hangs right here. I've got my, it's hanging right here, and I'll probably never wear it again. And, you know, it's a thing. You know, I forged naked. It keeps the curious away. Yes, it does. I'm not gonna lie. I have forged naked, but the only thing I'm keeping away is the tarantulas and the silverfish, and they're like going, "Are you shitting me? Well, that's scary." That's right. That's right, Crawford. You've been there when we're just in the middle of something, and I go, ah, and step over it, and then put my foot in the quench bucket. Yeah, that's right. Because when that piece of scale is stuck to the top of your foot, um, it's much faster to just dump it in the quench bucket than it is to like try to scrape it off. And it feels a lot better. That's why I keep a clean quench tank, so that if need be, I can put my face in it because there's a piece of scale or something, or if something explodes in my face, I can always dunk my face in my quench tank to clean it off in an emergency situation. Um, and I think people underestimate the value in cleaning out their quench tank. People are like, I haven't changed the water in my quench tank or my slack tank in like 3 years. And I'm like, what if you have to put your face in it? Oh, I'd never put my face in it. Okay, but the nearest water to you is 100 yards. If your life depended on it and you had to stick your face in there, nope, wouldn't do it. Well, let me tell you something. I could stick my face in my bucket at any time because I understand that it's clean, and there is a layer of olive oil on top. I spray it with the spray can of olive oil so mosquitoes can't land in it and procreate. So there's a layer of olive oil on top that keeps mosquitoes from reproducing in my quench or slack bucket or whatever. But there at no time would I ever be afraid to put my face in my bucket of water, because that's the way I think everybody should be. I think you should, the water that is in, you're dealing with fire and hot shit. Something could catch on fire, something could burn, something could explode and splash molten shit on you. You should be able to dunk your face in the closest source of water at a moment's notice. And if your fucking slack tank is not worthy of that, you need to fucking clean it out and have nice, clean, clear water in there that you would drink. If you wouldn't drink it, um, that shouldn't be what you're using. I mean, I'm sorry, but um, in an emergency situation, how long do you want to wait for clean fucking water? You know what I mean? Oh, well, it'll take me 15 minutes to get it from up at the house. No, sir. That's clean fucking water right there. I replaced it right before I started forging. How hard was that? Oh, well, but then I can't call it my manky tank because it's clean water and it's got to be nasty to be called a manky tank. Fuck that. You need clean water in your fucking slack tank at all times in case you need that clean water to save your fucking life. Sorry, that's just a like pet peeve of mine that people think it's a badge of honor to have a really nasty slack tub. And the nastier it is, the cooler you are. Well, no, it's not. I'm sorry. It's just not. You might at some point in your life need that water to save your life. And that water being nasty doesn't help you. And that's I'm sorry. Sorry, Sully rant. I just really hate non-potable water in a slack tub. Ben is a 4 foot one arm Smith. He's 4 foot one. Come on, he's 4 foot one arm Smith. I mean, and Adam, you're not wrong in the bigger attitude. He will whoop your fucking ass. I don't care how tall you are. And I dare you to prove me wrong, Adam. uh, John Burnell says, I just learned to forge without lighting myself on fire. Call me crazy. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit. I don't care how long you've been forging. Eventually, you'll light yourself on fire again. It just fucking happens. I mean, you could be doing everything right, and there's just like this little fold in the cuff of your pants, and you're forge welding some dumb shit, and then like some sparks fly off and they land right in the cuff of your pants, and it's not just a piece of silica. There's also some scale in there. It stays hot just a little bit long, and it lights your fucking pants on fire. And then you don't even realize it. You stick your piece back in the forge, and you're standing there, you're waiting for it to heat up, and you realize, oh, shit, my pants are on fire. Liar, liar, pants on fire. I've done that like 3 times where like the cuff of my pants have caught on fire because of a fold. They hang down and they go like this, around your boots or whatever. And so I went to wearing quote unquote skinny jeans so that I could pull them down over my boots and they were just straight down, and fucking slag and whatnot wouldn't get stuck in my jeans when I was forge welding. I mean, maybe that was an excuse to like be more femme, before I was out and all that, but I don't know. But to this day, I still the same thing. When I'm going to do forge welding, I put on some like jeans that are just like straight down, no fucking cuffs, no folds, no nothing, because I want the sparks and the molten shit to just roll right off of me and land on the ground and not hang up anywhere. Because I've caught on fire too many times, and it really sucks to be on fire. I'm sorry, but I don't know how many of you have been on fire, but it tends to freak you out. I mean, like, there's no way you can just be calm and be like, oh, look, my leg's on fire. Let me walk over to the slack tab and put it out real quick. No, that doesn't happen. You scream like a little bitch and you run over there and dunk your leg. That's really more accurate. Or maybe it's just me. And everybody else is just way more cool and be like, fuck that leg. No, I'll put it out in 10 minutes. Let me know when it smells like barbecue. See you, Ethan. Kevin, I've never caught on fire from forging. My day job is a steel fabricator. Different story. Man, I have only ever caught myself on fire. Well, okay, now I can't say that because I have caught myself on fire from like building my own pyrotechnics and incendiaries and explosives and whatnot. And I've had some things go sideways where like myself on fire to a non like critical level, shall we say? So like, ooh, I fucked up there. I had no idea nitrogen triiodide would explode if I breathed on it. I've never made nitrogen triiodide. I've never breathed on it and made it explode. I'm just saying, shh. We'll just keep that under the covers. I've set the brush on fire and my shirt, a bit of a pat down, and I'm put out. Yeah. The brush, maybe not so much, right? No, I feel you, John. Like in my job, I'm required, if I get out of the truck, I'm required to wear FRC. So I've got FRC coveralls, and like behind my seat, I've got a pair of coveralls and I got a shirt. So if I'm at work and I'm wearing a pair of pants, I mean, they don't check your pants, but your shirt has to obviously be FRC, fire retardant clothing. So I have a shirt. If I'm wearing pants, I'll just throw on my shirt, my hard hat, and I'll get out of the truck and do what I need to do. But if I'm wearing shorts that day or whatever, then I'll grab the coveralls and put them on. And it's very very uncomfortable. They're hot. They don't breathe. It sucks. And I don't wear that to forge. I don't care if it's flame retardant. I would rather take the burn than wear that hot ass shit all day. Steel fabricator and welder, Robert Whitney. If you haven't, you never were. I'm assuming you say if you never have lit yourself on fire, because I mean, like one day I caught on fire 3 times. Third time I was like, what? Again? Kevin, I mean, like, if you catch yourself on fire 3 times, I mean, doesn't that make you qualified to be a pyrotechnician? I mean, honestly, I mean, you could just light the wicks by yourself. Wicks. Fuses. Yeah, to be fair, I've never actually caught myself on fire with any of the recreational adventures, so to speak, even when I was a kid, experimenting with my own little chemical um, compositions of things and like blowing marble slabs off the walls in a old abandoned marble quarry, with stuff that I designed myself. Never caught myself on fire doing any of that shit. I caught myself on fire my first time forge welding cable Damascus because I didn't really realize that all that, when you see that cool ass picture on an Alex Steel video, when all the sparks fly everywhere, I didn't really realize that those sparks go somewhere and they land and they catch shit on fire unless it's just like dirt or concrete. And like a good portion of those sparks landed in the cuff of my jeans, and whew, it was a learning experience to be sure. Yeah, Kevin, Alexis, you've met me. You know I'm cleverness impaired. Well, I disagree. I disagree, Kevin. I think you're worth more than you give yourself credit for. You did one of the most amazing thing that's ever been done at Quad State, and you'll go down in infamy forever for that. And I'm proud of you for that, and I think you should be proud of yourself. I mean, you're the architect of the Steel Parade. Nobody's ever done it other than you, and you're the only person that will ever do it. Nobody will ever come to Quad State later on, 20 years from now. Nobody's ever going to come to Quad State and do the Steel Parade. You did it, and you'll maybe do it again this year. And whatever. But nobody else is going to do that, and so you're infamous. And I'm it is an honor to be associated with you just for that act of kindness, or I don't know, the word I can't think of the word I'm looking for. But you know everybody there thought that was the coolest thing they'd ever seen, and we were all a part of that. And with any luck, we'll be a part of it again. So, but it's all on you. I mean, like I can't fly a bunch of shit to Ohio. So no, I mean like Adam, I think you're incorrect. I mean, like, because in our community, in the blacksmithing community, you're like, oh, I'm gonna wear jeans when it's 90 Fahrenheit. No, everybody does. I mean, that's like people our age, they pretty much just wear pants all the time. Um, I'm a little bit of an exception to the rule because I have way more options of clothing that are acceptable that you're not allowed to wear. But hey, that's because you're not cool with it. But hey, no worries. Dude, you can wear pants when it's 120 outside and nobody will give a shit. I mean, like they won't even blink twice because some people won't wear shorts. Some people won't wear a skirt. I mean, like, hey, if you won't wear a skirt, I don't know what's wrong with you. I mean, like, maybe you've got like some fucking issues with your masculinity or femininity or whatever. But I mean, like, there is nothing freer than fucking walking through Quad State in a kilt slash battle skirt, and you're just letting it all air out underneath. And just because of that, there are people that are like, nope, not gonna do it. Don't want nobody smelling my airing out. Crawford burned a hole in my crotch once. Wrong into the third leg. Dance, Crawford, dance. You never got a chance. Oh, I can see that. Oh my God. Oh. Oh, thank God I've never done it, but I've only ever used a third leg with a pair of tongs. Oh, never with a piece. Okay, almost not never with a piece of steel, but if I'm putting a piece of steel there, I'm holding it with my bare hand before I put it there. So, whoo. Okay, so Trailless has been collecting steel, but I don't remember who came up with it. It doesn't matter who came up with the idea. I don't know either. I mean, it's just like we were sitting there, and it was like there was me and Yamez that had like dibs on some certain sizes and shapes of steel, and we got that. And then there was still like a ton and a half of steel in the back of your truck, and you're like, what are we gonna do with this? We're just well, fuck it, just give it away. And so it started out as like a bunch of people like, hey, go tell your friends there's free mild steel over here, whatever shape you want, da 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 da. And then we just kind of got tired of standing around waiting on people to show up. So we just decided to drive around the grounds and throw fucking pieces of metal at people and be like, free steel. And it's like, it's like you're in a parade where people throw candy, only we were throwing metal at them. Whether they caught it or not. I mean, like, we were throwing steel at people, and it was just like smacking them in the head, and they're like picking it up, going, what kind is it? What's mild steel? And they're like, oh, fuck, never mind, and they throw it back. It's like, you hoity-toity fucking bitch. Oh, it's mild steel. It's not worth my time. Fuck you. It's free. Oh, that literally the 2 or 3 times that people said they didn't want it because it was mild steel, I was like, dude, how fucking stuck up are you? That if it's not high carbon steel, it's not worth my time. You can't make anything that out of metal that's not high carbon steel. Oh, I mean, like, I literally wanted to, I felt like climbing out of the back of this truck and strangling them. I mean, like, is that abnormal? Is that weird that like I would find somebody so ungrateful that they're just like, oh, this isn't worth my time. I don't want it. When we're just driving around giving away free shit. Oh, that is gonna irk me for the rest of my life. I guarantee you. I mean, it's just like, because people literally told us that while we were driving away, driving around throwing steel. It's like, oh, it's mild steel. I don't want any. I can't do anything with mild steel. And Robert, no, we didn't really get the good stuff. We had talked to Kevin ahead of time, and we were like, these are the sizes of material it was all mild steel, but these were the sizes of material that we were interested in because Kevin had some sizes that we can't just readily get without buying a 20-foot stick. And so, like, I was like, dude, I could use some like flat bar that is like 3/4 inch to 1 inch or whatever. Thickness is irrelevant. I mean, but for me, I just don't come across that. All I come across is round stock. And this and these sizes and this sizes, and Kevin had access to these different sizes of stock. And I was like, I'd really like to have it. And so, so like when he showed up, I pulled out the sizes of stock, not all of it, but a few examples of each that I wanted to play with that would be that would complement some projects that I had in mind. And so that's why I wanted these particular sizes of stock, because I don't really have access to them. But they're all mild steel. There's no, there was some stainless in it. And don't get me wrong, and I'm sorry, but I'm pretty fucking good with stainless, and I love stainless, and I love working with stainless. And so I did get some stainless in half-inch square and half-inch round. But other than that, it's all just mild steel in some various, just like oddball sizes. And then once I got my oddball sizes out, and Yamez got the few oddball sizes he wanted out, the rest of it we just kind of just drove around the grounds and just like threw it at people. It's like, hey, build something. Don't care what it is. Fucking have fun. You know. And it was a damn good time giving it away, and I'm assuming it was a damn good time that evening watching people turn it into something or not. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right, Speargrass Ford. Psh, damn knife makers. That's exactly right. Everybody that was a knife maker was like, "Oh, is it high carbon steel? Oh, it's just mild. I can't do anything with mild steel. Got no use for it because you can't make a knife out of it, right?" And that's kind of irritating because, dude, there's I don't know. As a blacksmith, I only need high carbon steel for about 5% of what I do. And that's true for everybody, unless you're just a bladesmith, in which case you need high carbon steel for everything you do. And but I mean, I don't need high carbon steel to make a spring for my post vise. I don't need high carbon steel to make a pair of tongs. I don't need high carbon steel to make a hammer. I don't. Okay, a hammer kind of maybe, but I have made them out of low carbon. It doesn't matter. But Robert, I know you guys are solid. Just joking. I know. And dude, Robert, weren't you there? Robert, weren't you there when we did the steel parade last year? I mean, like, I know you didn't ride with us, but were you there when we did it? And that's what I'm curious about. Ooh. Damn knife makers. There's a funny story of a county sheriff. The patrols are races. He's 7'4". Picture that. Oof. Robert, that is incorrect. On that note, isn't it true that stainless loses its properties when heated? Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. For instance, the stainless that I use is 316, and when I make a journeyman spike out of 316 stainless, I will, I'll forge the whole thing. It doesn't scale the whole time. There's no scale. I'll forge the thing, twist it, stamp it, whatever, and then I will grind the head of it. Like I'll sand or grind the head of it where my touch mark is on the head. And it's been 5 years, and not a single one of my journey pikes has ever rusted. Right, so they don't rust, and they stay where I've ground them on. They now the body of them where they're not ground, they're this grayish color, but on the head where I've sanded them, they're shiny and they stay that way. Now, I just finished a dagger that some of you may or may not be familiar with. It's made out of a piece of 200-year-old shear steel with bone and makamegane handle, and I mean, like, there's a whole thing about it. But the guard on it is a piece of 316 stainless out of one of these pressure gasket rings that I like cut off, forged out, and forged into this little you know that thing, and I soaked the blade in not muriatic, but ferric. And when I pulled the thing out of the ferric the next morning, the stainless steel blade is just nice and shiny, like stainless steel should be. And I mean, just straight out of forging, never sanded or anything, just nice and shiny, and it's still that way. So no, stainless necessarily doesn't lose all its properties by forging. It does lose the shiny outer coating, but it doesn't scale. And so, I mean, all you have to do is just sand off the oxide, the one molecule thick oxide layer, and it's shiny again. I mean, whether you want to do that with a 180 grit and it's a like rough finish, or if you want to do that with 1200 grit and make it a shiny finish, it's whatever your prerogative is. I love working with stainless. I really do. Other than the fact that it's very similar to titanium, and it requires high heat, and it loses its heat really quickly. There you go, John. And I started Kevin's Steel Parade. I was like, I have no problem in giving away Kevin's Steel. There you go. Hey, you know what, John? Own that shit, dude. If it was your idea, fuck yeah, dude. That was awesome. And I got no hate. I mean, because that was the coolest thing anybody there had ever seen. I mean, it really was. I mean, like they talked about that shit the whole weekend, and it was a great fucking idea. I don't, like I said, I don't know, I don't remember who came up with it, but I know it was a great fucking idea, and it's gonna keep happening in some way, shape, manner, or form. Who will pay for autographs for me at Quad State? $200. If you're gonna give me $200 for your autograph, I'm on that. Oh, and I know you like me, so you're gonna pay me $400 for your autograph. Fuck yeah, sounds like a deal to me. Yeah, Speargrass 304 doesn't lose its properties. Kitchen grade stainless. It scales outside gray while heating, but when polished, it's fine. Same with 316. 316 isn't fucking hardenable though, so I don't know about 304, but I do know that 304 once it's heated, you've got to have the particular procedure to re-harden it. It won't just be still hardened when you're done. And 316 won't Crawford 316 won't harden at all. That's why they use it in the BOP and flowback gaskets and whatever, because it's soft and it crushes. That's why it's a stainless steel gasket. It cannot be hardened. I don't care what process you use, it's just not possible. That's why I use that for like decorative stuff and pretty stuff. And for fuck's sakes, I've got 2 or 300 of those 5 7/8 gaskets. So, I mean, I've got more 5/8 stainless 316 than I can shake a stick at. But John's got 37.5 cents. Take it or leave it, Ben. What are you gonna do? Fine. Deal. Sucker. Oh. All right, with that, it is 7:47 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is almost 8 o'clock my time, and I've been running for 2 hours and 47 minutes, and I am going to shut this motherfucker down, and we're going to call it a night. Uh, I've got a few things to wrap up before I crawl into bed and get ready for my night shift tomorrow night. Uh, I hope you guys all have an amazing evening. I hope you guys enjoy today's show. I know it's a little bit off the wall. I know it's not fucking Yamez beating on some shit that we're not paying attention to while we have our own conversations. But I hope you had a fun time making fun of each other and talking shit about each other and all in all, just being real. So I'm going to say goodnight and wish you all a happy Father's Day. And you know what? If you can't be good at it, just like I say in the podcast. So, yeah. See you guys next week. Say, see ya.